Hello, my sewing friends. I'm Jen, and this is Friday Sews, when we talk about sewing and life. And so, if you want to hear other people talk about sewing and life, click on the hashtag and go find them all. They're all lovely people, and I'm sure you'll have a great time listening to them talk about sewing and life. And while you're down there clicking away, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of mine. Well, it was a busy week yet again. I have so enjoyed being in here. And my husband came in here yesterday and he said, "You're in here every day, aren't you?" And I said, "Well, you know, well, he was right. I am in here every day. And it's because I love to sew. I love this. I love my hobby. I love making things. I love creating. I love to sew. So, yes, I'm in here every day. Well, let me tell you about the sewing that I did when I was in here every day. But before I go any further, I have to say happy birthday, Mia. Mia is my daughter that I got for my birthday one year. My birthday is Monday. Hers is today. Well, I started out this week sewing Simplicity 8848. I made the top and I wanted to try out the pants. And I also wanted to explain to you how I did that little hack where I figured out how to make my pants fit me. Well, actually, I made these pants so that I could illustrate that. And it was just one disastrous mess after another. You know, it was footage I can't use. And then it was, you're not making any sense. And then you put it on backwards, all kinds of things. So I finally just, I don't know, I gave up and I just said, all right, here's how I did it. That's all. So they look like this. I have some problems with these, not the least of which is that you can see the pocket straight through here. And I don't like that. And I'm not sure how to fix that problem. I have a couple of ideas, but I don't really think any of those are ones that are feasible, or at least as much trouble as I want to go to. They're more than that. And I don't know if the legs are too wide. I think they might be too wide for the kinds of pants that they are, but they do fit and I can wear them. I would probably be more comfortable wearing them with a longer, like a tunic top, but I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. So give me your thoughts and opinions about that because I'm just not sure what to do about those problems with these. But I don't want to get rid of the pants because they're nice pants. So they're a cotton poplin with a little bit of lycra in them that I had. I think I got those or I think I got that fabric at Joann's, and I have a fair amount of it left. I've got a full 3 yards left. So I was thinking I would probably make a skirt. So need to think about that. Next up, I got my pattern in the mail. I had made the pants from Simplicity 9564. This is from 1996. And I went to cut the pattern that I had, and I had thrifted the pattern, and it was cut to an extra small on the top for the top. And there was really not a good way that I could figure out to enlarge it with my skill level. And so I ordered another pattern. I found it on eBay. It took a little longer than USPS was telling me it would take, but I finally got it. And so last night I just whipped up the top. So I made these out of a double gauze that I had gotten on my very last trip to Joann's. And it is a wonderful fabric. It's soft and nice. And I did the pants in this blue, but then I made the top out of this stripe and I really like it. I put it on last night and the top is supposed to be very boxy. You can kind of see. They've tucked it in here, but I didn't tuck it in. I won't be tucking it in. And it's long. I mean, on the cover, the illustration shows how long that top is. It's that long. And I didn't want that because I didn't want it to look overly sloppy, but I did want it to look boxy and loose and comfortable. So I cropped off the hem quite a bit. I mean, this is a 3-inch hem and it's got another ½ inch folded under before I folded up the 3-inch hem. But then in the back, I was playing. My husband said last night, "Does it have to be so big and baggy? Can you make it just fit you a little better?" Well, it's a grown-on sleeve. And I said, "Not really. No, it's supposed to be like that." He goes, "Oh, well, okay." Well, I went to the mirror and I was standing there and I pulled it in and I thought, well, I'll try that. So I went in this morning and I took the side seams in substantially and then redid the hem but I basted all of it. It was just, if you don't like it, pull it out. And I didn't like it. And I pulled it right out because it threw off the armhole. The armhole, like I say, it's a grown on sleeve. So, once you start getting in here and then start trying to go in like that, yeah, you're in trouble because you're going to throw off the whole look of the thing. So I gave up on that. And then what I did was I went back in and I folded back the amount that I had originally folded when I was standing in front of the mirror last night. I just folded it like that. And I kind of put a little pleat in the very back. And I thought, okay, well, that we'll see how that does. So that is done. And that'll be a great outfit to wear on the plane when I go back up north. And, I do that about every 4 to 6 weeks. So it's nice to have a little comfy, cozy, pajama-ish kind of an outfit to wear on the plane. This is my cherry dress. I decided a while ago, it's probably been 3 or 4 months ago. I have a navy blue dress. It's a ditzy print with a little white print on it, flowers. And it's this exact dress, except that it comes up higher and it has a little keyhole neckline in the back. Well, I liked that dress a lot. I got it from Amazon. It's all rayon. I got it for review. And I thought, well, I love this dress, but it's too high. And even letting that little keyhole, not doing the button up and letting it go wide, it still, every time I sat down, it came up. And I thought, well, rather than fix it, I will just keep wearing it. It's not that bad. And I'll make one. So I have this rayon print that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby, and I thought I had plenty of it. And I did, but I didn't have enough for what I wanted to do. This is the bodice from the Eva dress. This is a sleeve that I can't even remember. I started out with a sleeve from a Laura Ashley pattern that I really wanted to try, but it was too tight on my arm. And so I can't remember if I just cut it off or what I did, but to make this little gathered part right here, I just took 1/8 inch elastic and I zigzagged over top of it. That was it. Easy peasy. For these layers, I did not have enough of the cherry. So I had enough for one good tier of the dress and possibly a little more, but I gave up. I thought, I'm not going to try and make this work. I'll just do one tier. So I did the bodice, the sleeves, and one tier. And to line the dress, because this is so sheer, this rayon is, I had taken a rayon bamboo sheet that I had. And I thought, well, I'll use that for the lining of the bodice and maybe even the skirt. Well, actually, it is the skirt. It's the first and the last tier on the skirt. So I put pockets in, and this dress, oh, it's so easy to wear. It makes me feel like a 5-year-old because it's so twirly. I used my gathering foot to do the gathering, and you know what could not have been easier? I'm not even kidding. You know what? I just took a big long piece of rectangles that I had put together, like really long, and I ran it through my gathering foot. And I just ruffled up this big, long pulley piece. And then I just used that. I didn't even sew a side seam until I got to where the ends were going to meet. And that's when I sewed the side seam. It was so easy because I wasn't having to do the 2 rows of gathering and the pulling, and it was sewn in a circle. And I am all, no, it was so easy. So here's my twirly skirt. So my question for you is, does it need more red? Does it need a little bit of like red piping or red, like a little bit of red trim on the hem or something like that? I mean, something simple that I can add. What do you think? I don't know. I'm okay with it right like it is, but something in me says it's like that outfit that you have, and you've got the shoes and the jewelry, and it's looking fantastic, and all you've got is that purse that you keep carrying everywhere. You know what I mean? It's like that last little finishing touch. Something's wrong. So maybe nothing's wrong, but let me know what you think, because I'm always interested in your opinions, and you seem to give them very freely, and I always appreciate that. Even if it's a bad opinion, even if it's a criticism, I don't care. I appreciate it. Well, I also got the buttons for my pink top. This is style 2493 from 1990. Oh, what did I say? 4. And I haven't done anything more with this. This is the top that started out to be like this with a big flounce, and then I turned it around and was going to wear it that way, and I fixed it. And I had taken off the buttons and ordered more buttons, and I got them, but I haven't put them on yet. What I want to do is kind of play with this. A couple of you said that you thought it was too big, and I tend to agree with you. I think I want to fiddle around with the fit just a little bit. I don't want to go to a lot of trouble and fuss around and take the whole thing apart. No, nothing like that. But I do think that maybe I can fiddle with the side seams and maybe give it a little more shaping than it already has, because it doesn't have much. It's pretty much of a a square. I don't know if you can even see this, but it's like, if you look at from the underarm seam going down, it's a square. So it might need a little bit of shaping. I don't know. I am going to play around with it and just see what I come up with. And thank you for those of you who said that it needs that, because it's not that I don't pay attention to that, but I probably would have finished it all, put it in the closet, gotten it out to wear, and thought, this doesn't even fit. So thank you. You saved me from having to go through that. Next week, let's talk about next week. I am working on Berta. I don't often make Berta patterns. Berta 7696. I think this is from around 2017. I am making View B, which is the little top with the twisty tie thing on it. I'm hoping it's long enough. I'm hoping it's not really cropped, because, I would love to wear it with these pants, but we'll see. But anyway, I'm making it out of this gorgeous color. Oh, this color. I've always been in love with this color. It's just such a beautiful blue. It's just a cotton spandex. It's like 4-way stretch. A very simple fabric. But yeah, I've had this in the project bags ready to go for a little while. So I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and make it up, and we'll see what it looks like. That is the extent of the sewing. As for life, well, honestly, my life has gone, it feels a little bit off the rails. And I say that because I think I went through about a year and a half of being really self-disciplined. And it was hard, but it paid off. Man, I felt so good about myself. And, it wasn't like I didn't struggle, but I felt good about how I looked in my clothes, how I looked in the mirror. And not only that, but I felt good about what was happening to me spiritually and inside as a person, And I've gotten away from that, and I've gotten lazy, to be honest. And, you kind of slide into these patterns of, well, yeah, it's not that late. Go ahead and have a snack, or it's just popcorn, or what you didn't eat earlier today. No wonder you're hungry. Or, yeah, oh, Five Guys, burgers and fries. Let's definitely do that. Or, just that little bit of sweetness. A lot of what I'm talking about is food, because my life seems to revolve around food. But it also is not getting up as early in the morning, staying up a lot later. I just know I don't want that. I know the way my life was for that little while, and I want it back. And that's going to take some self-discipline for me. And that's hard. But I did it before, and I think, I can get back there. So that is my goal and what I've been noticing. My husband said, well, try and start everything on Tuesday, because Monday's your birthday and you'll want to kind of, splurge. So Five Guys, and probably a chocolate soft serve vanilla dip cone, chocolate dip cone, dipped in chocolate. Yeah. And then I'm done. And I got to get back to the pool and start eating right. So, okay, well, I'm going to move on into a little bit of Jesus at this point. So, if that's not for you, thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate that more than I can say. And, jump in the comments down below. Tell me the good stuff, tell me the bad stuff, tell me all the stuff. And so, yeah, I will see you next time. So until then, if you have stuck around for a little bit of Jesus, I didn't know what to talk about this week. And so I pulled out one of my little, they're called prayer cards. What's on them is not a prayer, it's a scripture. And so this one is from James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Every time I read this verse, what I hear in my head is, buck up, little soldier. You can do it. You're the little engine that could. I know it's hard, but you just hang in there. You're going to be strong. And I want to just walk away and throw my hands in the air and go, are you kidding? Seriously, I do not. My first thought when things are hard is not, oh, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be strong from this. I know I just got finished talking about how self-discipline is going to help me get back control of my life. So I'm controlling it and it's not controlling me. But oh my gosh, pure joy. Seriously, consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Man, that is a hard one. It really, really is. And as hard as it is, that's as true as it is. Any fitness guru will tell you that the testing and the resistance and the hard stuff that you have to do, that's what's going to make you strong. Now, I don't know about the considering it pure joy. I still can't swallow that. But the whole thing about doing the work and reaping the benefits and being able to stay in the race because you were faithful, because you did the hard thing. And having said that, I do agree. Boy, if you do hang in there and you swallow your tongue and you go the extra mile and you do the thing you didn't want to do because you wanted to do it, you are going to be strong. You are going to be strong in the Lord. Well, let's try and be joyful, shall we? I say that laughing because I don't know that it's ever going to happen. But anyway, I will leave it there for now. And thank you so much for being here. You all know how much I care for you. And I'll talk to you in the comments. And so until next time, thanks so much for watching.